So domestic abuse, we need to understand, it's not just about physical male to female or male to child violence. Because there's some circumstances too. I work with men who have been abused severely by women.
1 in 10 men are victims of intimate partner violence.
Yes. And that can be physical violence, that can be emotional abuse. There's a lot of different ways that happens.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but I created a graphic so you'll see it for October this week or this month. But I created one that was just the Arkansas numbers for domestic violence, and for men and women is almost identical.
Yeah.
It's almost the exact same number, exact same percentage in Arkansas that men and women are both abused.
Because there's a lot of women who commit abuse as a way to control men and try to feel powerful. And of course, the old stereotypical idea is, why don't you just fight back? You're stronger than they are. But then it gets into, okay, fine, I fight back. Guess who's getting the police called on them?
Right, yeah.
And guess who's like, I retaliated like to protect myself, and I'm going to be the one that ends up in handcuffs losing their job. And so it's sometimes that's why. Sometimes they grew up in abusive situations and they think that's what they deserve, and the person took control over them.
Or they think people won't believe them,
Yep.
or that they're going to, they're being a man is going to be
Like
ridiculed.
a laughing stock. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is-
So that occurs
Yeah.
often. And so it needs to be addressed as well. So we are not just talking about male to female abuse or violence. This goes both ways and across the board. So we need to make people aware that that happens as well. So one of the biggest things that we just need to understand is it's about control. Abuse is about control that is against your will. Sometimes we give up control to people because we just know we're not good at stuff. And we're like, okay, yeah, you take that. That's fine. That's not it. This is about someone unwillingly, against your better judgment, taking things away from you. And usually it's slow. Usually it's breaking a boundary here, breaking a boundary there, and then all of a sudden now you've allowed this person to break boundaries so much that they've just absorbed you.
You have no identity anymore.
And you have no identity anymore. And it's a slow, methodical process most of the time. That's why you hear a lot of people that have been through abuse say, I don't know what happened. You know, we were together for 6 months and they were so great. And then we got married and then everything went to crap. It's like, okay, well, it's not that marriage does that to you. It's that they had another level of control over you. This is why getting to know somebody incredibly well, most of the time, if you've been with someone for a year, they weren't able to hold back their abuser for that long.
Right.
The abusive people are usually the ones who are trying to rush you into making decisions. Like, let's do this. Let's move in. Let's get married. And it all happens within like 3 to 6 months, really quick, right? They need that because part of them knows they can't keep up the charade for very long.
Right.
They're going to slip at some point. So they need to try to cut you off and get you in and bind you up emotionally, financially, whatever, as quickly as possible so that this other side of them that really wants to come out can finally come out.